Lord Voldemort, born Tom Riddle, is the primary antagonist of the Harry Potter series and one of the most iconic villains in literary history. His story is a cautionary tale of the dangers of unchecked ambition, the consequences of rejecting love, and the ultimate price of pursuing power at all costs. From his tragic beginnings to his rise as the Dark Lord and his eventual defeat, Voldemort's journey is a compelling narrative of transformation, terror, and tragedy. In this deep dive, we will explore Voldemort's life, his motivations, and the factors that shaped him into the darkest wizard of his time. The early years, a loveless beginning. Tom Riddle was born on December 31, 1926, in a grim orphanage in London. His mother, Merope Gaunt, was a descendant of Salazar Slytherin, one of Hogwarts' founders. Merope, an abused and broken woman, used a love potion to ensnare Tom Riddle Sr., a wealthy muggle. When the potion wore off, Tom Riddle Sr. abandoned her, leaving Merope to fend for herself during her pregnancy. Merope died shortly after giving birth, leaving her son an orphan. This abandonment marked the beginning of Tom's lifelong resentment and hatred for his muggle heritage. Growing up in the orphanage, Tom displayed early signs of his magical prowess and his capacity for cruelty. He could manipulate objects and creatures, inflict pain on others, and control his surroundings, setting the stage for the man he would become. Discovery of magic, a meeting with Dumbledore. Tom's life changed when Albus Dumbledore visited the orphanage to inform him of his acceptance to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. During their meeting, Tom revealed a disturbing arrogance and a sense of superiority, as well as a penchant for cruelty. He viewed magic as a tool to dominate others, even at a young age. At Hogwarts, Tom was sorted into Slytherin House, where he quickly distinguished himself as a brilliant but secretive student. Professors admired his intelligence, but his peers feared his intensity. Despite his charisma, Tom remained isolated, keeping his true ambitions hidden. The path to darkness. Obsession with power and purity. Tom's time at Hogwarts was defined by his obsession with his lineage and his quest for immortality. Learning of his connection to Salazar Slytherin fueled his belief in the superiority of pure-blood wizards and his disdain for muggles. His research into Horcruxes began during these years, and he uncovered the dark magic required to split his soul and store fragments of it in objects. By creating Horcruxes, Tom sought to achieve immortality, a goal that would define his life. Tom's first murders, those of his father and grandparents, cemented his descent into darkness. After killing his father, he framed his maternal uncle, Morphin Gaunt, for the crime. This act not only eradicated his muggle ties, but also showcased his cunning and ruthlessness. Transformation into Lord Voldemort. After leaving Hogwarts, Tom abandoned his birth name, declaring it unworthy of his greatness. He anagrammed Tom Riddle into I am Lord Voldemort, a moniker that struck fear into the wizarding world. Voldemort sought power at all costs, gathering followers known as Death Eaters who shared his belief in blood purity and magical supremacy. As Voldemort's influence grew, he created multiple Horcruxes, each tied to an object of great significance, including Tom Riddle's diary, Marvolo Gaunt's ring, Helga Hufflepuff's cup, Rowena Ravenclaw's diadem, Salazar Slytherin's locket, Nagini, his snake companion. These Horcruxes rendered Voldemort nearly invincible but also fragmented his soul, leaving him less human with each creation. The First Wizarding War. Voldemort launched a campaign of terror in the 1970s, marking the beginning of the First Wizarding War. His army of Death Eaters used fear, violence, and coercion to subjugate the wizarding world. Those who opposed him were tortured or killed, and even those who followed him feared his wrath. During this time, Voldemort sought out the prophecy made by Sybil Trelawney, which foretold the rise of a child who would have the power to defeat him. This prophecy led Voldemort to target the Potters, believing their son, Harry, to be the child destined to destroy him. The Fall of Voldemort. In 1981, Voldemort's quest for power was abruptly halted when he attacked the Potters in Godric's Hollow. After killing James and Lily Potter, he turned his wand on baby Harry. However, Lily's sacrificial love created a protective charm, causing Voldemort's killing curse to rebound and destroy his physical body. This moment marked Voldemort's first downfall. Stripped of his body and nearly all his power, he became a wraith-like entity, surviving only through his Horcruxes. For over a decade, Voldemort wandered, plotting his return while relying on the aid of followers like Peter Pettigrew. The Second Wizarding War. Voldemort regained his physical form in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire through a dark ritual that used Harry's blood. His return heralded the beginning of the Second Wizarding War, during which he unleashed chaos and death upon the wizarding world once again. During this time, Voldemort consolidated power, infiltrating the Ministry of Magic and targeting Muggleborns. His fear of death and obsession with the prophecy drove his actions, as he sought to eliminate Harry and secure his immortality. Voldemort's downfall. The Battle of Hogwarts. The final confrontation between Voldemort and Harry occurred during the Battle of Hogwarts in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. By this time, Harry and his friends had destroyed most of Voldemort's Horcruxes, leaving him vulnerable. In a climactic duel, Voldemort's killing curse rebounded once more, this time due to the Elder Wand's loyalty to Harry. With his final Horcrux, Nagini, destroyed, Voldemort's death was permanent, marking the end of his reign of terror. Voldemort's legacy. A cautionary tale. Voldemort's story is a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the consequences of rejecting love and humanity. Despite his intelligence, power, and cunning, Voldemort's inability to understand the value of love and loyalty ultimately led to his downfall. His fear of death, his desire for control, and his disdain for those he deemed inferior defined his life and his failures. In the end, Voldemort's obsession with power made him a prisoner of his own fear, a tragic figure consumed by the very darkness he sought to master. Why Voldemort matters. Voldemort is more than just a villain. He is a reflection of humanity's darker impulses. His story serves as a warning against the perils of pride, hatred, and the rejection of compassion. By understanding Voldemort's motivations and choices, readers are challenged to consider the importance of love, humility, and the connections that make us human. Voldemort's rise and fall remind us that even the most powerful individuals can be undone by their own flaws. What do you think of Lord Voldemort? Was he purely evil or a tragic figure shaped by his circumstances? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into the wizarding world.